So I've decided it's high time for a shop update. My last update was in September, October, so it's long overdue. And I have fallen behind financially with my small business over the past couple of months, and it is time to do something about that because I cannot deal with waking up stressed every single day. I have the yearly bill for my website and GPSR coming up real soon, and I can't currently afford to pay for it. I do not have the funds, and if I don't get the funds to do that, I will not be able to sell to the EU for the next year. Not only that, but I also have bills I've got to pay and a small amount of debt that I've got to deal with, and I'm going to be honest, it's not looking great, guys. So I've decided the obvious solution is to work myself to the bone for 2 weeks and make 16 pieces for a shop update. The drop will launch on Monday the 9th of February, which for you guys was just a little bit earlier in the week. So if you take a fancy to anything you see in this video, it might still be over there, and you can check out the collection in the link in the description box. So this gives me just under 2 weeks to create 16 pieces for this shop update, which is definitely the most I've made in such a short space of time. Now, I don't have every day to work because I still need to consider myself, my abilities and my limits. And the last thing I want to do is do this and then completely burn myself out and not be able to do any of my business for the rest of the year, because let's be honest, that's going to defeat the point, right? So looking at my calendar, Mondays are usually household chore days for me, but I can definitely squeeze in some crochet once I've done those chores, so those will be ear making days. Tuesdays are social media days. They exhaust me, honestly. I schedule all my social media for the week and it kills me, so I won't be able to crochet on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays are full crochet days, apart from some YouTube filming work that I'll be doing on Thursdays. Fridays are out, they are my day off with my partner, and I'll only have one free Sunday to work in this time frame, but I will crochet on that day. So it does limit me a little, but I am pretty confident I can get it done. The final and probably the biggest hurdle for me will be marketing this launch during this process. I find marketing difficult at the best of times, but to do it while I'm also making everything, and also while I'm very cleverly on a social media break, is going to be difficult. My main form of marketing for this drop will be my newsletter, which although I have a decent number of subscribers, it's really difficult to convert people reading the newsletter into buying. And I guess finally, this video will be a form of marketing in a sense. I want you to see what I make, and if you want to buy it, you can. I'm gonna be honest, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be an easy couple of weeks. In fact, I think it's gonna be pretty stressful, but I need to make this stuff. I need a shop drop. I need to make the money. And also I need a video for you guys, so let's do it all at once. Let's go. So as you know, I have set myself a challenge to make 16 pieces for my shop update within 2 weeks. So today I am doing half of the worst part of that. This is my list of pieces that I'm planning to make. The worst part of making hoods and hats for me is the ears. They're really kind of my favourite aspect of the hoods. However, they're kind of really time consuming. So I decided to take all of these hoods, all of the ears that I need. I have split them in half and I will work on them on Mondays. I don't tend to work on a Monday because it's household chores day, but I am obviously going to have to work quite a bit more over this next couple of weeks to get everything made. I have so far made all of the inner ears for all of the ears that I want to make, and now I'm going to work on the outer ears and just get all of the ears ready so that when I've made a hood or a hat, then I can go ahead and sew the ears on right away. I don't have to then make the ears and do that part. I think it will help with my productivity, and I think it'll stop me procrastinating so much, because I do tend to procrastinate making the ears. Not because they're hard, just because they're time consuming and a little bit fiddly. We'll see whether that logic actually works out. I have 3 pairs of ears left to make, and also a couple that I gotta brush out, fox ears. My thumb is killing me actually. It is 3 o'clock and I think I probably started this at like maybe half 11, 12. So yeah, time consuming it is, but we're getting there, and it means I won't have to do it on the days I'm making hoods, so it's a good thing. I should probably take a break right now because my thumb is aching. Not going to, just kind of because I want to get this over and done with. I have currently got, we've got one pair of silver fox ears, we've got some orangey cat ears, some purple wolf ears, some campfire red cat ears. I think these are going to be really cute. They're going to be for a bonnet. We've got some lilac, like a mild lilac cat ears. And then we've got these, which are technically wolf ears. I used my wolf ear pattern, but they are for like a Tails the Fox themed hood. The wolf ears just were the right shape. The yarn is just perfect for Tails the Fox, and I couldn't think of anything else to use it for. And I'm pretty sure that is what I originally used it for, was a Tails the Fox themed commission. And I just have quite a lot of the yarn left. It was before I really knew what I was doing and knew how much yarn it took. These will be fox ears. They're gonna have black fur back, and the rest of the hood will be this colour. So it's kind of an experiment. Not sure how these will go, but we'll see. I think even if they don't look like fox ears, they will look really cute. And right now I've just got 2 more standard fox ears. We've got some in the original fox yarn, which I only have enough left for 1 hood because it was discontinued like last year, and I then went on every single shop I could find that had some in stock, and I bought all the stock, but now I'm running out. This is all I've got. And I'm then also doing an alternate yarn, which is a really similar, just not quite exact. It doesn't have the variety and colour of this one, which is a little bit of a shame. I really like this one, but this is my alternative that I will be switching to. So I'm going to make one of those for the shop as well. Astariel decided she wanted cuddles, so we're taking a short break. I'll be here until she decides that it's time to leave. Now that Astariel has moved on, I can get on with the last couple of ears for today's crochet session. It is 10 to 4. I still have 2 loads of laundry to do, but we should be good. It's 20 past 4 and I've finished making ears for today. I've got the fur fox ears, which are black on the back, and I think they're going to look really cute. And then finally we've got 3 pairs of various fox ears that I am about to brush the tips out on. I like to do this with a cat brush. I do not use this on my cats. This is a completely separate cat brush, just so you know. And I just brush out the tips, and it just makes it like really fuzzy and fluffy. So we're gonna do that. We're done. My hands are kind of killing me, so that's unfortunate, but I'm not doing crochet for most of tomorrow because it is Tuesday, which is a social media content day. I have a little bit of crochet in the evening where I'm gonna make one of my stock items, so I won't film that because I will do that while I'm chilling on the sofa. We have 9 pairs of ears made today, so that is it for today. I think we're going good. At least right now I feel kind of optimistic and positive. Today I am working on 3 hoods. My goal is to do the 2 normal like standard fox hoods and then the Tails the Fox hood today. The first fox hood is going to be the alternate yarn, so not the discontinued one, the other option, this one. However, when I made this plan I had enough of this yarn to make a whole hood, but I just used it up on a commission, so I can't make the entire hood, but this should be enough to make the bulk of the hood. And then I'm thinking I'll do the neck piece in this, which is like an off-white cream colour. So I think that'll look quite nice. It'll be similar to my Ember and Ashes style hood, which has a white neck piece. I did that because British red foxes have a white neck, and I think it's kind of cool to have something reminiscent of that. So that is the vibe we're going for. So cream for the neck piece, and then we'll do the alternative orange yarn for the bulk of the hood. That is the plan for this morning. I'm optimistic that I can actually get this done quite quick. So I want to try and make both fox hoods this morning and then the Tails fox hood a little bit later. And then I can't do anything this evening because I've got D&D this evening. So we shall see how it goes. I'll keep you updated. It was really important to me during this process of creating things for my shop update, this really sort of short time frame, that I only created things using yarn I already had in my stash. And that's for several reasons. One of those is just because yarn takes a little while to arrive. I usually order from a warehouse, and so it's not next day, not unless I pay quite a bit more money, and I don't want to do that. The other reason is that I have a massive yarn stash that I really need to get through, which is going to be another video if I get around to that. But the top reason is simply that I just cannot afford to buy any more yarn right now. I can't actually afford to buy anything right now. My small business has been struggling a little bit over the past couple of months. I did quite well up until October, and then it dropped off a bit, which it does happen, and people have a lot less money around Christmas. If you aren't already planning on buying a hood for Christmas, you're unlikely to choose to buy something that's quite expensive last minute. But what that means is that I really don't have any money to buy yarn. I'm very fortunate to have quite an extensive yarn stash. Over the past several years, I've ordered stock for hoods that I know I want to make. I've also got quite a lot of leftover yarn, especially from early on where I ordered yarn for commissions, but I didn't really have a clear knowledge of how much yarn I would use for a piece. So that is why I'm compromising a little bit, especially on this particular hood, and making a cream coloured neck piece, because I do not have the luxury of being able to buy any more yarn right now. But I know I'm fortunate in having a massive yarn stash, and that is not something a lot of people have. But do let me know if you would like to see a stash busting video, because I know that's something I really want to work on. There are quite a few personal projects that I just haven't got around to doing, because either I don't think I have the yarn for it, or I just don't prioritise making things for myself when I could be making things for my shop, which is a little bit sad when you think about it, because this is a really fun hobby to do outside of selling. Well, we finished the neck piece and we are on to the hood section, and it is 20 past 11, so I think we're making good progress. Does anyone else have this problem? Like, I wear a smartwatch, I wear a Galaxy watch, and I have to take it off when I crochet because it counts stitches as steps. Does anyone else have that problem, or is that just like a me thing? Anyway, starting the main body of the hood now. Progress is happening on the first hood. We are getting there. My wrist is starting to ache a bit, so I might take a little break, just do some wrist stretches, but it's getting there. It's a little tedious, if I am completely honest. So I've just got a notification on my calendar to start the second hood. I have not yet finished the first, so I'm a little behind schedule. I'm feeling alright. It's about 12 o'clock. I did start probably a little bit late. I want to say it was probably around 10:30, 11ish when I started. But yeah, I think we're going alright. Making 3 full hoods in one day was already going to be a push, and I'm going to be doing this several times a week for the next 2 weeks. So that's okay. It's just going to be a little more work, and I'm definitely I'm going to need to take a crochet break after all this for a couple of days. Guys, we are running low. And this is it. This might have to be a hood with a different coloured border. I'm hoping not, but it might come to it. I've got 1 more row of normal, and then in total 3 more rows, and I do not think that this is enough, but we'll find out. So I was right. I have 2 more rows to do, and this is all the yarn I have left. So we are going to have to do a different coloured border. So I'm between doing a cream border to match the neck piece, or a black border, or I have like a darker orange, which could look really cool. Black definitely doesn't feel right, and to be honest, nor does white. I'm thinking we go for the slightly darker orange. So down here we've got all of our oranges. So I'm looking and I'm thinking I've got this really nice sort of dark coppery brown, or this one is slightly darker as well, but it's a bit brighter. I'm feeling this one. I think that would look really good and intentional. We've got this orange. I feel like that looks too much like I'm trying to match it. I think if we go for the darker one, it's going to look more intentional, so that's what I'm going to go for. So we are coming to the end of the final row. I actually really like how this this colour goes with the orange. I think I might have been a little over optimistic there about making 3 hoods in a day, but I'm still going to do it. I just might regret it. but I will still do it because I think I forgot about sewing on the ears and also weaving in on all the ends, because there are ends. There aren't that many, but there are definitely still some. So I'm going to weave in the ends now before I have time to like decide that I don't want to. And I think I'll sew on all the ears right at the end of the day or first thing tomorrow. Ooh, I actually really like the darker edge. I hope someone loves it because I do. I think this looks really cool. I think it looks really nice. And then with the cream coloured neck piece, and we'll add ears to it later. So it's time to stop for lunch. It's the cat's lunchtime, and then I will come back and make the other fox hood. I'm still confident that I can get this done in one day. That's one down, and we'll do all the sewing either later tonight or first thing tomorrow, depending on what my schedule is for tomorrow. Lunchtime now though, I think. They are getting hungry. Lunch has been had, so I am back to work on the other fox hood. Now this is all the yarn I have in this colour. It's going to be a cream off-white neck piece like the first one, purely because I only have one skein of white and I need that for the tails themed hood. So we're about halfway through the second fox hood, and I'm going to be completely honest, this is day one and I'm bored of crochet. I just want to stop, but being halfway through the second hood means that we are only halfway through the work that needs to be done today. I have finished this hood. I say finished, I haven't actually weaved in the ends yet, but I'm about to do that. We have this much left, which thankfully wouldn't have been enough for a neck piece. I would have been short, but I'm thinking it might just be enough for the main section of a fairy bonnet. I've never made a fox one, and I just so happen to probably, most likely, have just enough of the original fox yarn to make a one-of-a-kind fox fairy bonnet. So I think that's what I'll do with that. But it is going to be right at the bottom of my list of things that I want to make. So post-lunch we are having our regularly scheduled kitten break. We're going to start the tails of the fox. So I'm going to do a white neck piece. This is the only white I have, so fingers crossed this is actually enough. This is done. Do you see what I mean? It's perfect for tails, I think. I am now at the point of attaching this part to the neck piece, and I'm going to be honest, I'm crocheted out. I really would like to stop today. It is 10 to 5 and we are getting there. Pre-dinner, pre-D&D, and I'm almost finished. I have one round left to do, and this is the yarn I have left. I am cautiously optimistic. I think we'll make it. I hope we make it because I really don't want to have to use this one, which is like a slightly off shade. It's going to be really close. I have down here and across the front. It's possible. It's possible. This could happen. It might not. We're really close. That's how much I have left to weave in. So I think that definitely went better than expected. I thought I was going to run out there. I honestly did. I'm going to weave in all these ends, and I am finally done crocheting today. I do not need to crochet during D&D. It is 5:30, so we have been going all day. Again, I don't remember what time I started. I think it was just before 11 though. Ta-da! So it's 1:30 and I have spent the morning working on filming for YouTube videos, filming intros, and I am now beginning work on today's hood. We've only got a hood and a bonnet to make today, so I feel like that's reasonable. This is the black and silver fox hood because we have all of this leftover yarn. I'm thinking there's enough, but if not, I have this, which is very similar, as a backup. I'm hoping I don't need it, or I could use black. So there's a couple of options if I don't have enough yarn. And then this late afternoon, evening, I'm doing the orange white cat bonnet, and that will be really cute. So we're making a start on this, doing the neck piece, and then we'll move on. Astariel is... Ooh. Astariel's watching. Astariel's watching you. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work on this relatively small day of crochet today in preparation for a massive day of crochet on Saturday, because I cleverly scheduled 4 pieces in that one day. So that'll be fun. Let's go! I only have 2 skeins left, and I want to save those for the actual hood. So I'm thinking, because I've run out, I've got like 1 row, maybe 2 more. I'm going to sub in this, which is the King Cole Timeless Classic. It is a different yarn, but it feels and looks very similar. It's just consistently this rather than this sort of variegated sort of look. So I've weaved in all the ends for the neck piece. So this is that separate chunk, that different chunk of yarn. I think it flows quite well with the rest of the neck piece. So, neck piece done, we are going to move on to the bulk of the hood now. I'm crocheting from a new skein of yarn. I'm doing a centre pull because I always do. Tell me how it's knotted. It's just, there's a knot in the middle of the yarn, and not like a factory knot, because I'd cut those out. It's like a figure of 8 knot in the middle of the yarn. I don't want to frog anything because I'm lazy. So I'm just gonna pull the skein all the way through. Okay, there. I've done it. That was really weird though. Have you ever come across that before? I've not come across. I get factory knots all the time, but that's a new one on me. Three rows left on this, and we have this much left, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna be fine. I will check in when I finish this and when I am starting the bonnet. It is currently 10 to 4. Ta-da! We have made the silver fox hood. I think this one's gonna be really cute actually. I'm very excited to finish it up and add the ears. My other project today is the orange and white cat bonnet. Now I am concerned that I don't have enough orange for this, but I guess I'll see what I've got. So this is all the yarn that I have for the bonnet, which I don't think is enough. I have a slight issue. I was going to do this with a white edge because obviously it's got white in the yarn. I do not have enough actual white. I've only got off-white and it won't work for this. So I'm actually so annoyed. I can't believe I've run completely out of white, which is really getting to me. And because I've already made the ears and the inner ears, you can't see it because the light's terrible right now. The inner ears are white. I can't use an off-white because it's gonna look off. So we got brown, which I kind of don't hate, but also don't know if I have enough brown. I've got this white, which is thinner, but I really wanted white and orange and I can't buy more. So maybe I just make this section and we'll see. I don't want to remake the ears. We're gonna do our best. I'm really annoyed. I can't believe I've done that, man. So I may have misjudged this one a little bit. This is how much yarn I have left currently. This is what I've made, and I have like 10 rows to go. It's not gonna happen. There is no way around it. I do not have enough of this yarn to finish. So now I've got to decide whether I just put this on hold and at some point buy new yarn, or if I scrap this option. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be scrap this one for now. So that's it for today, actually. I am not making this this one, but it's okay because we've got the bonus fox bonnet, which will make up the 16 pieces that I want for the shop. Oh, do you know what? It's 10 to 5 and I've realised why I'm so grumpy. I'm hungry, guys. I'm hungry. It's 10 to 5 and I haven't had lunch. Fed the cats lunch, didn't get myself lunch. So I'm struggling just a little bit getting everything made in time, but I'm still gonna do it. So today I had scheduled 4 pieces, which looking at it now, I'm realizing that was actually ridiculous. But what I didn't anticipate was how busy my day yesterday would be. So yesterday was Friday, it was my day off with my partner, and we did so much, and I'm now completely exhausted. I am so tired. I've had to kind of re-plan today, so I've moved 2 things out of the way, plus I did not make that fox bonnet yesterday, which I was going to do, so that's 3 things that I'm having to reschedule. So now I have 2 hoods today, which I think is realistic. If I can do more, I will. Am I having regrets? Kind of. I feel like I could go back to bed right now and like fall asleep and be asleep for the next 24 hours. But instead, we're going to make the lilac marl hood. I bought this at one point planning to do this, and I just never actually got around to making it. So this is the time. It's slow going, and I think honestly it's just because I'm so tired. We have this much made, several more rows to go, and it is 1:30. I am exhausted, so I'm gonna get on with finishing this hood, and I will check in when it's done and when I'm moving on to the next project for today. So I've almost finished this hood. I've literally got from here to here of half doubles to go, and this is all the yarn I have. So unfortunately that is definitely not going to be possible. I don't want to do the outer rim in a different colour because I really like this colour of purple. So what I'm going to do is instead I'm going to completely frog this last row of half doubles, and I'm going to redo it as singles because that will give me enough yarn. It is almost 2:20. Probably start thinking about having some lunch myself. So I have finished the first hood for today, and we are on to the lilac and dark purple wolf hood. These are my yarns. I'm hoping this is enough to make a whole hood. If not, I might have to rethink this. But we'll start with the neck piece, so I'm using up this bit and then moving on to this. It is just hit 3 p.m. and I'm really hoping that I can finish this by 5. I think 6 is more likely, but we're going to aim for, let's say 5:30. That seems reasonable. I'm like 2 rows away from finishing this hood. I have this much yarn, which is not enough to do a row. So I have 2 options that I'm thinking of. Either I can make the last 2 rows with the same yarn as the neck piece and tie it in that way, or I can make the last 2 rows with the charcoal yarn that I've used for the inner ears. And I'm gonna be honest, I think that is what yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I think I have enough. So this is all I have left of that, but I am pretty confident that that is enough to do at least 1 row, which I could finish it on, but I think it'll be enough to do 2. So I'm going to try 2, and then worst case scenario, I'll frog it and do 1. I don't know if you can tell, but I am so tired right now. I felt like a zombie all day. I'm almost done though. I am just weaving in the ends. I'm glad I went for the charcoal. I think it looks good. So here is this hood. Oh well, you can't see anything because the lighting is really bad. I will show this again. It looks really cute in person. So that's it for today. I was going to try and get more done, but there's no chance. I feel like a zombie. No crochet tomorrow because I'm going to pop over to my sister's and help her decorate her room and put some stuff up, and I know that either it will take all day or I will get home and be so drained that there's no chance I can do anything. So tomorrow I'm off, and then Monday will be another ear making day. So it's Monday the 2nd, and I'm getting on with my second batch of animal ears. So we've done 1 set of inner ears, I'm on the others. I'm going to get all the inner ears done first and then move on to the backs of the ears because I think it'll spread out the bunny ears a little more rather than just doing them all in one go. Don't mind my hair, I am letting it air dry and it's going to take all day, so it'll probably be like this the whole time. I'm a tiny bit behind, not badly, but like definitely a little bit. I wanted to get the fox bonnet done on Friday, but I just didn't. I didn't have the time. This week I'm locked in because I want to do the launch a week from today. Is that insane? Probably a little bit. I still haven't sewn the ears on to any of the hoods I finished making last week, so I'm hoping to do that later today. So I'm just going to take it easy today and make these ears and then sew the ears on. I'm not going to stress about too much else. I can stress the rest of the week. So I've done the chenille cat ear inner ears for the peach and the white and the bear. Now I have one more set of chenille inner ears to do, which I'm getting done right now because I hate crocheting with chenille because it like disintegrates. So I figure if I get them out of the way, I won't feel so bad. In the same way that when I start doing the outer ears, I will start with the fur ones. I've made all of my inner ears today. We have 2 sets of bunny ears, 3 sets of bear ears, 2 lots of cat ears, and then 1 fox ears. I am now going to go and have lunch. It is 2:20. I did catch up some time, so that's good, but I do need to eat, so I'm going to go have lunch and then I'll come back and finish the ears for today. Little update, we have 3 sets of ears finished so far, and I am halfway through a mossy bunny ear pair. I've done one and I've just got to do the other outer ear. 20 to 6, and I still have a set of fox ears and another bunny ear to do. I've only got a week more of this to do though, so it's really not that big of a deal. And right now I'm like, do I just do the other ears another day? Or do I get on with it now? I would get on with it now, but like my thumb is hurting. It's aching, man. I'm just looking at my calendar now to see how realistic it is to do the rest another day. Sunday is my last day because I want to launch on Monday. Although saying that, I'm launching at 5 p.m. on Monday, so I've got time to take photos and do listings and stuff on Monday. So I'm thinking I'm gonna move that one other ear and the 2 fox ears to Sunday. Is this a bad idea? I don't think I can mentally take more crochet right now. Well, hello there. It is 3:15. I spent the morning and a good part of the afternoon scheduling social media posts, and now I want to make an entire fox bonnet. My hope is that I'll make the whole thing, including the ears, but it kind of depends on the time. I'm confident that we can do this. I think I can definitely make the base bonnet part, and then the ears will take probably about 20 minutes extra. So I finished the orange part of the hat that I'm going to be using this yarn for, apart from ears, but I have got a little left. We're rolling out now. And if I don't have enough to make ears, I can make ears with just a black outer ear, which I think will work just as well. I have done the rim. That took 20 minutes, and now I do believe we are sewing the hat together and then adding a bubble. Oh, we're making good progress. It is 7 o'clock and we have finished the base beanie. It's actually really cute. It's a little bit small for me, but I'm also going to block it so it'll get much bigger. I did find a little ball of scrap yarn of the orange, which means that I will have, I think, enough to make the ears. So that's cool. I also know that I want to block this before I photograph it anyway, so I think I might just leave the ears and that blocking to Sunday. Otherwise though, I think we made good progress. I caught up on the bits that I missed, so yay. I am getting to work today on some fur hoods. So we've got this one. Later we're doing a mossy hood, which isn't fur, but it is partly fur. Well, I'm making good progress though. I started pretty much when I was supposed to at 10, which is nice, and is now almost 12, and I have made a good amount of the bulk of the hood. I'm hoping I have enough yarn to finish this. If not, my backup plan is to do the front edge in white fur, because I think that would look really cute anyway. So I have literally like 3 rows left of this to do. I was just thinking, amazing, brilliant, I have plenty of yarn. I just remembered that I have not done the second bunny ear yet. So I'm gonna cut this here, and then I'm gonna come back to it. If I don't have enough of the green yarn, I will just use white, and I'm gonna make the other ear. So we got the inner ear done. Now I just need to do the outer ear. So I am definitely running low. I've got the last row of the outer ear and then the row 2 stitch them all together. And this is all I've got left. So I've gone through all of my scrap yarn bags to find every single little scrap ball of this yarn I have. And I'm hoping that's enough to at least finish the ear. I was in fact able to finish the other ear. I do now only have 2 tiny scrap balls left, which I don't think is enough to do one round, so I'm not going to try that. I'm going to switch to the white fur to finish the outer edge of this hood. I think it'll look really cute though. I'm really excited to see how that one turns out. So this might actually be the first day in the entire process where I've actually been on track. So I finished the bunny hood with a white rim. It's really cute. I will show you that in a sec. And I've just had my lunch and it is 10 to 2 and I've on my schedule at 2 o'clock I will start the mossy bunny hood. So I'm actually quite impressed with myself. So I'm going for this sort of taupe colour. I think it's really cute. And then here's our moss. This is just a green faux fur yarn. Hello, I am up bright and early today for a big day of crochet. That's a lie. It is 11 AM and I slept in again. Today it is 11 AM. I am going to work on 2 fur hoods today. That is the goal. So we have the green bear hood and the black fur cat hood, which actually I'm really excited to see. That is our main goal today. If I have more time later, I'll work on probably the bonnet that I did not do yesterday. I also really wanted to show you the 2 pieces that I made over the past like 2 days. 2 of the pieces I'm most excited about. So we've got this adorable fox bonnet. I think this is going to be really cute. It's going to have fox ears, of course, but it's adorable. I do need to block it so it's a little bit bigger because this stitch is quite a tight stitch and it loosens up when you wear it because I have one of these. I think it's so cute that I'm almost tempted to keep it myself, but I think I'll probably put it on the shop. And I will never be able to make another one exactly the same because this yarn was the last little batch I had of it. And then yesterday, because it was so dark when I finished crocheting this base hood. It is a mossy, it will be a bunny hood. Ears are done, I'm just going to sew them on it. I think it's adorable. I love this moss though. Look at that. It's so soft as well. Like I cannot explain to you how soft it is. But I think this is a really cute hood. I think this will go really quick. I'm quite excited to discover that the next season of Bridgerton is out, so I have something to watch instead of YouTube videos. One down and it is 1:45. This took forever. I don't know why this one took so long, but the second one for today will be the black cat fur one. So it's another fur one, so it'll probably take ages. I've finished the black cat fur hood. That's 2 fur hoods made today. It is now just gone 4:30. And there's been a change of plans tomorrow. So I am no longer having a day off with my partner because he has to work. I'm losing the enthusiasm just a little bit, but I think it's just because of like a plan change tomorrow and it's thrown my brain off. I think the scariest thing is that I know I'm making all this stuff and I might not sell a single one, but I will do my best and that is all I can do. So it's my day off, not day off, and I'm working on the fur fox hood. I have just done this much of the neck piece, which is like a fraction of it, and I finished the skein. So I'm rethinking because I only have 5 more skeins and I have a strong suspicion that I might not have enough to do the entire hood. And I'm also thinking that I think it's going to look more fox-like if I do a white neck piece. I think that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to leave this neck piece where it is and I'm going to make it start on the hood base. And then once I've done all the increases on that, I should have a rough estimate of whether I'm going to have enough of this yarn. Because as much as I really like the idea of doing it with a white neck piece, I also really like the idea of using up this yarn that I won't have another purpose for at this point. At the risk of wasting a whole lot of time, I'm going to do that. You can hear the cats playing with a spring. They've been playing with that for a couple of hours now already. So, win for springs. If you want a cat toy that will entertain your cats for hours, get this packet of springs. And make sure you don't have any furniture that they'll just slide under, because I did rescue 7 from underneath the sofa last night. Have you lost it? Huh? Did you get it? So I've finished all the increases for the base hood, and I'm left with this much plus 3 more skeins, which I'm pretty sure is really just going to be enough for the hood, the main hood. So because of that, we are actually going to go for the white neck piece, which means I have to make that first. Neck piece is done, and so we are ready to finish this hood. I have made the base of the fox fur hood. I actually really love the white neck piece, and I'm really glad I did it. I'm really happy with it. I think it's going to be really cute with the ears. I think it's going to be popular, although I thought that about the dark brown fur bear hood, and I posted that in like October and it has not sold, so let's not trust my judgment on it. Finished the snow leopard hood, and I'm gonna finish the outer edge, the last 2 rows, in white, because I thought it'd be really cool and it looked like representative of the fact that on a snow leopard's face, the lower half and some parts around the eyes are a little bit lighter, and like the chest, and I think it just works really well with the hood. It was between this and black, but I think the white feeds into the snow leopard a bit more. Let me know what you think though. Would you have done a black edge on this hood or white? Ta-da! I think it's really cute. Look at that. And that's it for today. It is 5:30 and I am done. So we have like 2 days of making left. That is today and tomorrow. And I have all of the ears to sew on, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. That's going to be my big tomorrow day. Today we have 2 beanies and a bonnet, which should be really easy. Good news, I have finished 2 beanies. I forgot how easy beanies were to make, like how quick they are. Love these. These will have little bear ears and they're gonna be adorable. Next is the cat bonnet, and then that's the last task for today, and I've just got to sew everything on tomorrow. I think I'm actually doing better than I thought I was. I would prioritize the bonnet, and then if I have time or energy left, I will make the fox ears, and then all I need to do tomorrow is sew everything. And then I've got Monday until 5 p.m. to finish up and get everything scheduled for listing. So I'm working on the campfire bonnet, and I still have a good section to do, less than half, but still a good section, and I am out of this yarn. However, I think that to fit sort of the campfire vibes, this yarn has this wonderful blue running through it as the sort of campfire hot. I'm actually going to finish it, the bonnet section, with this blue, which I think matches really well. I am interested to see how it works, and I think it will look more intentional than it was. But I am glad of it because I think it's going to make for a really interesting hood. Make good time today. It is 20 to 4. I have finished the campfire bonnet. I actually really love the little peak of blue on it. I think that works really well with the blue mixed into the rest of it. And then we've got this. Very happy with it. I think it's really cute. I love the sort of charcoal. It's really cute. I think it's going to be really nice. And before I could stop myself, I made the fox ears that I still need to make. So the only thing left now, tomorrow, is to sew everything on and photograph them. Photographing might be on Monday, depending on how long it takes me to sew everything. But I'm very happy. I cannot believe that I actually managed to make it all. I'm genuinely surprised, especially because today I can't see anything because I haven't got my glasses on. If you want to know why that is, there'll be a video coming out in May about it. Shop update day is tomorrow at 5 p.m. So we've got today and tomorrow to finish everything. I'm going to finish making everything today, so that's sewing all the ears on, getting all of the finishing touches, their little tags and everything. And then I will photograph and film everything tomorrow and list it because I've got until 5 p.m. so I've got all day. I'm honestly surprised that I've come this far with like everything I'd planned to do. So I'm really, really happy. Let's get on with it. I have just realised I only have 7 of my little leather tags, unfortunately. I, 1, can't afford to get any more tags until I sell something, and 2, they wouldn't arrive on time anyway. If I ordered them today, they wouldn't get here on time. So what I might do is hold off on putting tags on until I sell a piece. I don't think I'd sell all 60 in one go. So if I hold off on putting tags on until I send out pieces, I'll add them as I send them, and then when I get the funds I can order more tags. It is just gone 2 p.m. and I have finished sewing all of the ears on all of the pieces. I just have to block this one and the other bonnet, and then they are ready as well. I'm going to take pictures of everything tomorrow and some video clips and get the listings sorted, ready to go live at 5 p.m. There'll probably still be some left when you see this, so head on over to the shop in the description box. So I have steam blocked the bonnets and they now fit really nicely. I think the fox one's my favourite. I never made a fox bonnet before and I think that they are adorable. This actually might be one of my favourite pieces from the update. We did it! I will let you stick around for photographing and listing and everything. I need to photograph all these hoods, and that's kind of a big undertaking because there are 3 shelves full of them. My process for this is that I want to film a short video clip of each hood for building short form videos, and I also want to photograph each hood both on me because they tend to do pretty well, and also on my little mannequin head. I know that I'm gonna get really, really warm and overstimulated doing this. I guess here goes. One down. Also, I almost forgot, there are some gloves that I made and I would like to add them to the drop, I think. They're really cute. Photographing gloves is really awkward. Oh, this is really cute, guys. The white tufts were a really good choice, I think. I've just realised that you're going to watch me get more and more overstimulated as I go. I wanted to show you the whole process, and this is part of the process. Oh, this is adorable. I love the pink inner ears. I think that was a really good idea. Oh, how cute is that? I really like these bonnets, they're so cute. If I didn't already have my own like fairy bonnet, I would keep this. I love the brown, I'm glad I went brown. So this is my Tails the Fox one, and I think it's really cute. I didn't know what else to do with a yarn this colour. This one is so cozy, I'd wear it to bed. And we're done. Got just under 2 hours left. I have finally finished drafting up all of the listings and taking all of the photos, and I've just moved them over to my computer so that I can use my camera again. I had a delay of about an hour and a half because my memory card was full and I went to move it all onto my computer and my computer was full, and so I went to move some stuff onto my external hard drive, and that was also full, so I had to delete some stuff and move some stuff around, which took a while, but we got there in the end, and the most important thing is we got footage for this. I think the first thing I'm going to do is get the video clip up in DaVinci Resolve where I was trying all the hoods on, and I'm just going to go through and take snapshots of each hood so I can have a collection of pictures of each one. An hour to go. Definitely cutting it fine. I have not done a newsletter or any of the announcement stuff, but that's okay, it can wait, it's not the end of the world. I really want to get the launch done by 5. I have the pictures ready, I'm just making some 4-in-1 collages just to show all angles of the hood, so I'm getting that done, and then I can get to uploading the pictures and scheduling those listings, so shouldn't be too far now. It's 5 p.m. and I have just activated all of my draft listings. I didn't schedule them because I only finished them about 10 minutes ago, so there was really no point. I just sat here and waited, and I have just sent out my newsletter to my subscribers. I always get really nervous about this. Did I just spend 2 weeks making all that for nothing? And usually they do quite well, but at the moment they've been doing slowly. Leave a comment, tell me what you want to see in the next drop. I'm going to try and do them a little more often than I have been, especially while my commissions are so quiet. Speaking of commissions, if you do want a custom crochet piece, I do that, and the link is in the description box if you want to do a commission. He is using the yarn as a pillow, and that is so cute. If you buy this hood, I hope you like cats, because he likes you.